Alright guys, so today we got my HPI Nitro RS4 Drift outside. We're going to be starting it. We're going to take a couple of runs on this RC. I haven't driven this in a while, probably over a year at this point. So we're going to see how hard it is to start a car that you really haven't driven for a while. But I did use a lot of after-run oil last time. I did prep it for storage throughout the multiple seasons. So, and the battery packs are fresh. The radio works. Let's see. So we can see we have full steering. You have basically everything. It works. The brakes work. Alright, so electronics are fine. Everything is fine. Okay, so let's take a couple minutes just to look over this RC. It's in basically like new condition. This is a four-wheel drive drift car. These tires in particular are not the original drift wheels. These are just regular off-branded on-road rubber tires. So this is a point T15 engine, HPI T15 pullstart. What's interesting about this chassis is if you look, what makes it a drift model is the fact that the engine is center mounted. You can see it's directly in the center. It's not anywhere, to the front, to the back. That really makes it a perfect weight distribution for drift. You also have this very realistic rear type exit exhaust. So right here you have the exhaust. Right here you have this little tube. It goes to this baffle right there. And basically looks very realistic, similar to what a real exhaust would look like on a car, instead of that silly side exhaust cars usually use. So in terms of drivetrain, this is pretty straightforward, as simple as it gets. In order to get a lot of the low RPM wheel spinning power, this is a single speed. You have these pretty cool stock oil-filled shocks with aluminum shock caps and red springs. You also have a full set of metal dog bones, including the outdrive cups right there, you guys can tell. One of my favorite things about some of these older HPI designs is the fact that the fuel tank actually has a primer bulb on top. So for today's run, we're going to be using basic 20% nitro right here. We have a screwdriver to adjust the carb if needed, and we have a regular AA glow plug starter. So I'm just basically going to add some fuel. So I'm going to put about half a tank. You don't want to overflow it just in case there's some kind of issues where you might need a new glow plug or your glow starter is dead. That way you don't have to take a lot of the fuel out. Alright, so we put some fuel in. I'm going to press this primer a couple times, and we'll try to see, and I'll tell you guys. So I see the fuel coming through. Basically going to press it about 6 times. I did a couple. One more. That should be okay. Alright, system's on. Put my, alright. Now we're going to try to start it and hopefully warm it up a little bit and put the body on. Alright. Alright. Let's prime it a little more. That should be fine. You don't want to do too much, it might flood. Alright, so in this case, I had to take out the glow plug with this glow plug wrench. I did check to make sure that the coils do glow red. You can simply just put it in to make sure that it does light up. But I'm going to show you guys it's a little too bright outside. So the reason I'm doing this is to relieve some of the excess pressure in the actual engine. And I'll basically go like this a little bit. Some of the excess fuel will come out, and it's going to basically remove some of the flooding in the motor. What you can do, also turn it upside down. If you flood the engine, some of it will come out and release some of the pressure. We're going to put in the glow plug back in. Be very careful not to get any dirt on this top portion. This is going to be in direct contact with the top of your cylinder. Screw it in. Alright, I basically tightened it up, not as tight as you normally would. just in case there's still some fuel left. Now, doing this a couple times should work. Of course, it's better not to flood the engine.